games for us, provides us some interesting matches, and I'm looking forward to getting into things.
Should be a fantastic game. Of course, Demise have been putting out some performances recently. We saw them in the We Play Forge of Masters yesterday. That was an intriguing set of games. Saw Demise going very deep into the bracket. And then Movistar Riders, they've been around the block a great many times. A slightly newer looking roster coming into Season 32, but excited to see what they do with it, as they are going to start on the T side of Inferno.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, the more difficult of the two sides of things. So going to be an important factor for them to try and get off to a nice and strong start. Potentially take this pistol round and start converting that into some T-side momentum. In terms of the buys, they're going for a utility-heavy pistol buys. So 4 flashes and 2 smokes total. Going to be trying to isolate some of the angles then on these bomb sites, presumably the A1. And seeing if they can crack that one open and try and overrun Demise nice and early on.
It's interesting to see Mini playing alone towards that B bomb site, and it looked like Movistar Riders just had the read on that one to start things off. They've just used one flashbang, forced him back in towards CT, and that's caused the rotation from Engine, and it's going to start to open up this A bomb site. It will be 5-on-3 if Movistar Riders choose to go. They still have 2 smokes and a flashbang as well. Could really look to lock out this A bomb site, and it looks like that's the exact call coming in.
Yeah, well, the migration originally going to be towards these apartments as the remainder of the utility is prepared over towards this A bomb site. 4 players now actually moved over to defend the angles, and it could be quite intense in these firefights here.
CT's trying to drop down. Imor able to get one, but it's all onto Bayaz here. He only manages to grab the second, the third, and the fourth! Oh my goodness, an impossible situation. And Demise grabbed themselves the pistol round. Bayaz comes up huge.
Bayaz going absolutely huge with that pistol round there. 4 big kills for himself and the team. That's going to get themselves off to the great start here on Inferno. They are obviously going to be able to buy off the back of that one and take these SMGs forward into the next round and try and farm up some of that bonus cash. But absolutely incredible levels of individual play, keeping Demise in that one and just shutting down the A site attack there from the Movistar Riders. They are nonetheless going to be going for the pistol force into this one. Let's see if they can find as many kills as possible. Try and get some SMGs and a bomb plant down. That will be the name of their game. But for now, it does look like Demise are still in the driving seat in this one. And a couple of bit of taggage obviously being traded forth in the apartments, but nothing too hard just yet.
Imor trying to lock out what looks like it is set to be a balcony rush. Plenty of utility over on that T side again to try and make it happen as they throw their nades over the top. They are going to burst on out. Imor on this MP9 could be absolutely huge. He's got an easy opener. Paz grabs a second. Death's able to trade at the very least 1-for-1, but this is where Paz, on that backstab, the USPS comes out for a second, and Alex is left 1 versus 4, trying to make his way up in towards that A-bomb site. Deagle in hand, and this is just about damage, but the MP9s, they want the kill, and it will be Paz nabbing that one away. 2-0 the way of Demise.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Movistar Riders, not able to execute effectively with the pistols that they had available. Couldn't consolidate any kills and isolate any angles for themselves to try and find more than the morsel of a play that they managed to achieve in that round. Nonetheless, though, this is going to force them onto a hard eco in round 3 of the map. Demise electing to stick with bonus buy situation. 3 SMGs for themselves. Once again, they're just going to want to farm up some money on those SMGs, see what they can accomplish, and try and pad their own bank accounts.
Early trades going the way of the CT side. Soaker at the very least able to get 1 onto Imor with that Deagle, but now the nades really starting to do their work. Death's already down to 24 HP. Will be an easy find for Engine, who fancies the spray down for the second. Finally, Alex is able to trade him out, but again, it's only the MP9s going down. It's a beautifully traded round across the board from Demise, and they're going to have plenty of cash as they head into round 4 and look to buy up against the full buy of Movistar.
Yeah, the AWPs starting to come out for the Spaniards at the moment, and Demise not electing to go with another bonus again, this time deciding that it is quite important for them to take as much as possible into the round, although, interestingly, Mini 2K sticking down on that MP9. Going to be just not reinvesting by the looks of things into the weapon. Couldn't just afford it. Alex, though, going to get up mid quite aggressively, and CT aggression from Demise and really quite early on there by the Movistar Riders. Not enough of a follow-up there from the CTs to try and assist Mini with his SMG rush in that situation. So it is going to be a free kill going the way of the Movistar Riders, unfortunately being given away too early. Although that AWP trade, that will reply things quite nicely bring us back into a 4 versus 4 situation. And once again now, the Movistar Riders back to square one in terms of figuring out where they want to play.
Lovely use of the AWP. You can see Eastor just playing very passively on that angle, not really too interested in the peak, as now he starts to probe towards Banana and instead looks to group up with his teammates in towards that A-bomb site. It looks like Movistar are very keen on hitting that A-bomb site at the moment. It will be 4 versus 2 as they look to push in. Plenty of utility still available for the T side. Can Demise lock this one down? They have Beyaz and Paz, not two of their top fraggers over on that A-bomb site, and of course the AWP in the hands of Immor all the way over on B. So Movistar Riders, they're going to line up this execute, and it's going to be down to these 2 CT players to do all of the work. Alex first one through the choke point as it's a 1-for-1 trade. Beyaz only able to get one. Immor out in the open will benefit from a team kill, but Paz has actually been taken down, and it's looking like chaos as it's a 2-on-2. Demise trying to get back into this bomb site. Open an M4 on their side, and open an AK-47 for Movistar as they use the last of their utility. Mopos is going to get the bomb down, but it's still a 2-on-2. Couple of flashbangs. That Molotov from Immor could be so important as Engine looks to boost over the top of this smoke, trying to get any kind of information. Spots out one. The tags are good, but Mopos on the AK is living up to his name. Starts to mop up the frags as Immor is last one alive. Does he even go for this with the AWP? I don't think so, and indeed falling back, going for that save.
Yeah, looking initially possible with that boost, trying to find some cheeky kills, obviously getting Eastor down low to just 23, but unfortunately then left in the 1 versus 2 situation at the end, not really worth giving that AWP away for no reason. A really interesting situation as well when they burst out onto the A-bomb site initially. Obviously, Mopos killing his teammate, I think it was, in order to secure the frag onto the enemy, and that is what really made that end round situation potentially possible for Demise there, because that team kill, which didn't necessarily need to happen, right? The CT was eliminated anyway. The spray there from Mopos didn't need to come through. He could have had the faith in his teammate in that situation, and then it would have been a 3v2 retake for the CTs. And in that situation, Demise may not have even considered that one. They might not have tried to go for it because of not having, due to their opponents having the man advantage in the late round situation. But because of that team kill, that's what allowed Demise to initially try and go for that retake. Now, obviously, they didn't manage to get it in the end, but that's a situation where one of those individual mistakes can turn a late round situation from something you're guaranteed to win to a situation that is potentially losable.
Interesting setup again from the CT side. This time going for that boost in towards Boiler, trying to catch the player, making his way round into the apartments. But instead, Soka's going to start to pressure towards mid, allowing Mopos to try and gain this control towards Banana. Mini's just spotted him out on the jump. Now the utility starts to rain through from Movistar. Eastor trying to clear all the angles, trying to get that information. The CT's being forced right back into their sights. Nowhere for them to really try and aggress, try and get that information anymore. Beautiful flashbang, but Beyaz is going to lurk around and he'll get an absolute freebie. Death's no idea that the Boiler position was still occupied. Brings it back to that 5-on-4. And again, Movistar are heading back towards A.
Yeah, interestingly, Demise yet to adjust their defensive setups. It is still relatively early on in the half, so perhaps they don't want to adjust too early on. But once again, it is going to be just Beyaz and Paz locked in this A-bomb site to try and deal with these pushes, and they're going to need to come out with some huge individual plays if they want to hold the site.
A lot of early utility drop by the CT side, and it's a little bit too soon. You could see Movistar just backing off, waiting for the utility to go. A double setup deep on the site for the CT side. Beyaz not blinded at all. Grabs himself the double spray down. Still alive on the boxes. Finally traded out by Alex, who's actually going to grab a second of his own as he takes down Paz. And again, the A-bomb site is just letting it down at the moment for Demise as they find themselves 3-on-3. They need this retake to work out. Otherwise, their economy is truly going to be on the ropes. And they're waiting for Mini as he starts to make his way into the apartments. 3-on-2, limited utility for this CT side. Alex and Eastor to try and lock things down as Mini starts to clear the angles. He's got the information from Graveyard. The pop flash comes out. He swings his way out. Eastor gets one. Traded beautifully by Mini. An Engine with the retake. Perfectly orchestrated by Demise. But surely that A-bomb site's going to start to become a bit of an issue.
Well, at the moment, if I'm Demise, I'm actually not even considering changing the defenses at the moment. As long as you can leave the 2 players in this A-bomb site and they can reliably get 3 kills, as Beyaz did in that situation, then you're pretty much looking good for the B-site retakes at that point. As we see there, Beyaz getting his 3 kills inside the site, that allows them the 3v2 advantage at the end. But obviously that's a really risky strategy because you're entirely dependent. Your whole round essentially hinges on those two A players being able to perform well individually. If they miss some shots in those situations, you know, it only really takes one mistake. If one player has an AWP and they're defending that site, or, you know, somebody gets caught off guard by a flashbang, just good enemy utility, that could be the whole round shut out from Demise. So at the moment, risky strategies by relying on such huge individual performance in the A site, but it's paying off right now. Beyaz and Paz seem to be holding the site relatively well. They haven't lost it yet, other than on one occasion, and it looks like Movistar Riders, this time they're going to angle towards B, but Demise have got 3 men set up to defend.
3 AKs, a UMP and a MAC-10, just the flashes to rain over the top as this push is being called very early on. Lovely Molotov, and Paz getting so much damage through the smoke. All of a sudden, 5 on 2 as Eastor able to get 1 on the UMP before he's traded out. Soccer gets a second and a third, and almost looks doable here, if not for Soccer's 23 HP to work with. He's still trying to get those shots through the smoke, not quite connecting though, and a 2-on-1 for him as he has a molly and a flashbang to try and get something done. Looks like he is going to be trying to push deep in towards CT, but you can see Beyaz is playing this beautifully, just falling back into the angle, spots the gun, gets the shot, and it's going to be 5-1 the way of Demise.
Yeah, excellent attempt there from Soka to earn the 2 kills that he did. In that 1 versus 2 situation, really looked winnable for a moment when he was spamming through the smoke there towards Beyaz. All he has to do is really land a lucky headshot in that position. Then he's isolated the 1v1, the flank's not coming in for a while. He has enough time to get himself in a good close plant situation. So it was looking very tense at one point in time, but ultimately, good positioning from the side of Demise. Beyaz ultimately deciding to hold things passively, not get too aggressive, and throw his life away. The results then obviously being a round victory for Demise. The economy now for the Movistar Riders looking to be in a pretty poor situation. They're just going to be purchasing some pistols and a little bit of utility forward into this next one. 4 smoke grenades indicates an A bomb site hit to me, which has been the site that they have relied upon for the majority of the half so far. And once again, this time instead though, 3 players early on towards A, or it does look like Beyaz may consider being a quick rotator over towards B, but heavy second mid commitment, but Imor landing the early flick, getting himself the man advantage for his team, and that takes away 1 of the 4 smoke grenades for the Movistar Riders, but they still are going to have to find a way into this A-bomb side at some point.
It's a lovely opening pick again by the AWP, who's really going from strength to strength so far in this matchup. Of course, a 5-1 lead on the CT side of Inferno isn't completely unheard of, but if they keep building on this, they could have the beginnings of a great half. Engine going to rotate back towards the wrong bomb site, but at least Demise have 3 players here. The utility starts to rain out, the pistol's trying to overwhelm these fights, and Engine is able to rotate back around, covers the arch angle, spots a couple of players going across. That's allowing Demise to fall back into these sites. They've got Movistar trapped, they just need to find the frags now as Eastor looks to push in towards the arches. Lovely shot from Mini to get the first. Looking for more, but he's baiting them for Engine, who's got the double spray down, and that is how you deal with pistols. All 5 players kept alive for Demise. They could not ask for any more.
Yeah, textbook anti-eco there from the majority Turkish side, continuing their impressive run of form on the CT side of Inferno. Obviously, a slightly CT-sided map, so you do expect the better performances to be occurring at the moment for them, but still obviously taking advantage of all of the little bonuses that playing the defensive side of this map. Engine getting aggressive out towards mid once again. This is the second time we've seen a Demise player try to do it, and once again, it's going to be largely unsuccessful. He's going to have to fall back now onto this B bomb site. And the Movistar Riders, something that we're starting to see at the beginning of these rounds now, is you're starting to see them contract as a team almost. Because they're losing these situations, they're not really holding as much map control. You can see playing 3 players really close together at bot banana, and then the other 2 clearing second mid. So not really spreading out across all the angles, making sure that they're double peeking these positions. They don't want to lose the man advantage unnecessarily, and they're going to angle towards A once again, but at this point, they're going to need to try something new, or it looks like they're just not going to be able to crack the nut that is this bomb site.
Again, the early flashes to let them out of mid, but Immel's getting so much information. That's an absolute freebie of a frag on the AWP as he looks to fall back, resets towards A long, covering the apartments, and Demise, they just look set on this A bomb site at the moment. The AWP of Immel is doing so much work. Deep smoke will keep him out of the equation for a little while at the very least as he looks to sneak his way round into the library. Engine aware, of course, that does open up the CT flank, but Movistar again, they're heading straight towards the A-bomb site. No messing around. It's going to be down to Paz, Beas, and that AWPer to really get the damage done. Lovely initial shot from him, but he will be traded out here. Soka in a good position, and Death grabs a second. It's all onto Paz. He's just hiding in this site. 20 seconds left. He's able to get the first frag. Finally traded out on the wallbang to bring it back to 2-on-2. There's tags across the board on both sides as the bomb does go down. Can Demise get back into this site? Just the one flashbang to work with. This is going to be so difficult. You can see Mini trying to make his way around into A short. They're just trying to get any kind of information. The orb scope has been heard, and with Death on low HP, this could be an initial frag, but the timing not quite there for Mini. Death takes him down, and it's all onto Engine, the last man alive. Nothing he can do as the Glock kill even coming out for Movistar. They'll get their second on the board.
Yep, 4 kills for Deaths in total in that last round. So, once again, another big individual performance carrying the Movistar Riders through to a round victory. Paz getting a very important kill towards the last stage of that round. All he does is get 1 kill from the position that he's in, but that is enough to bring it into an equal 2v2 situation at the end, as opposed to what would have been a 3v2 had he not gotten the kill from the position that he was in. And finally now we're starting to see the economic pressure be applied to Demise. No dollars at all for both Engine and Mini. So regardless of, well, should they lose this round, I should say, they're going to be playing up with this one. But Engine doing a great job at finding the opening kill for his side. That is just going to put the pressure off of Demise at this point, put it back onto the Movistar Riders. They start losing. They try to push A practically, and Alex, unfortunately, only good for 1 in that angle. That's going to leave Easter now with his AWP, presumably going to save that one into the next, and a clean round here from Demise.
Again, just so efficient on the trades, and I really like the boost that we were seeing coming out from Demise in that round. Boosting behind the half wall, normally you'll see a player posted up there, but by boosting behind it, they're just changing the angle, and you could see Movistar had no idea. They were not expecting that at all, and as Eastor tries to save this AWP, he's going to be pressured. Paz taken down initially, but it's still a 3-on-1, and there's so many positions for him to clear if he wants any chance of getting into this round. He looks to go again towards the A-bomb site. Currently 2 CT players lying in wait for him, and you really can't see a way he wins this one as he heads in towards the apartments again. 30 seconds left on the clock. I think it might be wise just to call the save here. They were just starting to build up their economy, Movistar. They just looked to break Demise, but it's not the way it's worked out. Eastor looks to give himself away here. 32 HP. He's still trying for these wall bangs, but you can see Engine just an inch too far to the left. Not going to go down, and he will take down the AWPer as well.
Yeah, unfortunate there from Eastor. He does find the first kill, and then obviously must have been filled with some confidence to attempt to go for that 1v4. You're obviously going to assume that what he's thinking towards the end of that round is that the Demise players are actively hunting him down, and as a result, perhaps they're not defending these A-bomb site positions. So maybe, you know, he's thinking, if I can get lucky, find 1 kill on the A-bomb site, that'll allow me to get a bomb down, and then, because if you look at their money now, a bomb plant might have just pushed them over to the line to have been able to force buy up into this one. Unfortunately, this pause is going to be for them to discuss what they're doing. They are going to force regardless, so they obviously would have been looking for that bonus money from the last round. Either way, Demise, their economy is going to be slightly more comfortable with 3 more surviving out of that last round, but still, it's not in it's not under enough of a control as Demise would like, I would say, considering their scoreboard at the moment, considering how far they are ahead in terms of rounds. Their money at the moment is almost on par with the Movistar Riders. It'll only take a couple of lost rounds to force them onto some eco situations, and then maybe we could see a momentum shift.
This force buy really needs to work out well for Movistar. They need to try and find any kind of consistency over on the T side of Inferno at this point. They've really struggled initially, and this is where they need to start finding grounds. They've gone for those UMPs, the Galils, the MAC-10s, and a very limited utility buy. I'd like to see them hit the B-bomb site here, but instead they're straight out to bracket again, trying to put that pressure in towards A, just perhaps trying to draw the rotation, as we will see Engine backing out of this situation. What can these SMGs get done for Movistar? There's so many long-range firefights to be taking. You can see Imor on that AWP, just shoulder peeking the angle, not looking to get too aggressive, not looking to be too proactive. Pop flash might start to come through though, and Movistar, they're using this utility well. They've isolated the AWP. Soka will be the first one to find a frag, and now this could start to prove fruitful. Deaths in the apartments has a lovely angle to work with. If Paz gives away his head here, it's going to be a very difficult A site hold. Deep molly from Mini in the meanwhile. He's trying to lock down B, can't afford to commit to the rotation. Soka somehow gets the better of Paz, grabs himself the AWP, and this is where the A bomb site hold starts to look a little wobbly. It's all on to Bayaz here. The Soka's just locking them out. He still gets one. Soka with that recovered AWP gets his third of the round, and this is all over. Mini last alive is going to walk all the way into that crosshair, and it's just very simple mopping up for Mopos.
Bayaz there getting a little bit anxious inside the A bomb site, actually shooting his teammate Engine in library, and that obviously then not only is confirming to the Movistar Riders that Engine is holding his library position and hasn't fallen off the angle, but then also gives away Bayaz's position within the site. And once you've got all of that information, they already knew that the remaining player was defending over towards the B bomb site because he deployed a Molotov not 5 seconds earlier. So as a result, they had all of the information in that situation, allowed to capitalize on it perfectly. And this is what I was saying in the last one. Demise's economy not in a perfect situation. They are going to have to drop down and buy some of the less favorable weaponry. It does look like they are going to go for a round to completely empty their banks. So resetting all of their economies at the moment, making sure all of their money is going to be on the same page heading forward in the half. But hopefully now, if you're a Spanish CS fan, you're starting to see a few rounds here being strung together by the Movistar Riders.
This is where they need to find that consistency we spoke about. They need to just try and drag a few rounds back their way, keep that pressure over on the Demise side of things. Don't lose too many players to this round. Don't lose too many rifles to the pistols, to the force buy of these Deagles, CZs. Engine the only one able to get a rifle, and it is the FAMAS, so not the best CT rifle in the world at all. Interesting to see Movistar actually trying to head towards the B-bomb site early on, just putting some early pressure with utility. Doesn't look like they're fully set to commit to it, but now they're starting to pressure. Engine here, of course, on that FAMAS, but he's the only CT player in towards this B-bomb site, so he's really got it all to do. And actually, Movistar, they might well commit to B here. They have plenty of presence. They're using a lot of utility, and Alex is sent to scout early on. He's not going to spot anybody in this site, so it should be a very easy take and bomb plant for the Movistar Riders.
Yeah, quite aware at the moment that they aren't being contested as heavily as they are traditionally by Demise on the banana position. So obviously able to assume that there isn't much available. Engine getting a huge kill there, dropping the bomb carrier now. That has prompted an immediate rotation. Obviously unfortunate for him that the smoke is in the way tonight, and I think he's been taken down by Alex and turned over towards construction now. You're obviously hoping that if he can find another frag in that position, he can lock out construction for himself. Then perhaps some Demise players can pick up rifles on this retake. But Easter starting to lock down these positions now. Demise thinking, okay, let's position for some exits instead, because this B bomb site is currently far too well defended for us to attempt anything. So excellent round there from the Movistar Riders. Obviously a perfect example of why probing for information is really useful, because it obviously can lead you to make the correct decision in the rounds, as opposed to just blindly running in with those flashbangs and hoping that you don't get your heads flicked off.
Finally, we see the T side of Movistar Riders heading in towards that B-bomb. Finally, they take advantage of the situation. Of course, for Demise, a little bit unfortunate. You could understand that stack of the A-bomb site, because Movistar have headed there more often than not. Doesn't quite work out. They managed to save themselves a little bit of armor, a couple of upgraded pistols, but it's going to be very slim pickings over on the CT side of things. A couple of Deagles, a P250 as well for Engine, but really not a lot to work with whatsoever.
Yeah, they are going to go for the hard eco once again. They're obviously then going to be looking to close out the final 2 rounds. Maybe 3 rounds, sorry, of the half, presumably starting with the next gun round. But for now, they're just keeping those upgraded pistols, playing them quite actively in forward positions over on this A bomb site. But unfortunately, nobody's going to be pressuring them as of yet. Mopos going down quite low towards Banana, and even a frag going the way of Demise, but nonetheless, the Movistar Riders seem to have things under control. Although these trades getting a little bit messy now. Some rifles being thrown away, perhaps unnecessarily. How on earth does Mini find that headshot? That's a bit of a miracle. He's now got an AK and body armor, and he's in great position to absolutely shut down this B flank if the Movistar Riders aren't quick enough.
There's a couple of rifles to recover as well. Mini's got the armor behind it, so the aim punch not going to be such an issue. And this is the exact opposite of what Movistar Riders needed in this round. They needed some consistency. They needed a clean win. And instead, they find themselves in a 2-on-2 as they head towards this B-bomb site, using all of their utility as well in the execute. So much economic damage done by the CT side of Demise. That is absolutely huge. And it's up to Mini and Engine really to grab whatever they can towards the end of this round now. As Easter and Alex, they should be able to get the plant down without too many issues. Engine just hoping for something through the smoke. But he's not going to get it, of course, as Alex will go for the plant. 2-on-2. If they even get one more frag in this round, it's huge for Demise. Mini, he's trying to clear in towards construction, but Engine giving away his position with the spam leaves him a little bit isolated. Easter smoked off, and that little bit of picked up utility could be huge. Mini gonna line up the pot flash. That leaves Alex a little bit isolated on the site as that flash goes over the top. Can he find this initial frag? Has the angle, has the shadow advantage, and he will find it indeed. Engine last alive, 1-on-2. He needs a miracle here, but the flashes are going to keep him out of the sight even longer. The smoke fades. Easter able to be picked up, though. Engine finding a swift headshot to take him down and even saving that AWP. Once again, so much economic damage done by Demise.
Yeah, huge eco round from them in that one. It's not the easy ride of things that the Riders will have been hoping for. Nonetheless, their economy largely unimpacted, although as I say that, we are seeing the costs of these reinvestments being felt by players like Soka, just down to $150 as a result of having to buy back into this one. And Demise now able to pick up all of the guns for themselves. And just remember that pretty much, I think it was a team ace from Demise in that last round. So every player picking up a frag for themselves. And that might not seem so important, but it's going to allow each individual player to have the ability. They're going to pressure second mid quite heavily and lose the 2-for-1 trade result, not favouring side at all. But as I was trying to say before the action kicked off, every little flashbang and smoke is useful at this point.
These aggressions are insane from Demise as Bayaz actually grabs a refrag. That is absolutely huge. 3-on-3 now. AKs and M4s, AWPs across the board. And interesting to see Demise actually rotating in towards the B bomb site, trying to get that information. It's such a big call so early on in the round. There's 1 minute and 10 left, and they've rotated the AWP of Imor in towards B. Of course, Movistar, they always head towards A, and they're going to do it yet again. Smoking off towards long will give the information, but Bayaz has a huge role to play here. 3-on-1 in that pit area. He's got so many frags to find as Soka is clearing out every single one. Bayaz able to get one, but it's the trade again, and with such limited utility, it's going to be an awful retake for Demise in the 2-on-2.
Bayaz, yeah, does an excellent job defending this A bomb site. Has done it time and time again. Looked good for the spray transfer at one point, but unfortunately not able to land the shots. Now, there is a little bit of utility available for this retaking side at the moment. They have a smoke and Molotov available. So it's going to be interesting where they put them. But right now, Mopaz holding the close angle. Imor going to find him with that hawk. Switch onto the rifle now, but it's just about positional awareness. So aggressive to this smoke. Gets tagged down, but unfortunately playing it so well. The trigger discipline, amazing at the moment. Really putting the pressure here onto Imor. Soka playing this like an absolute G. That's how you do a 1-versus-1, ladies and gentlemen. The Movistar Riders, by the skin of their teeth, no less, managed to claim another round.
And importantly, the economy still not established for Demise. This is going to get really, really rough for the CT side towards the end of the half. Such a strong start. But the Spanish side have really started to make their way back into things here. And it will be the Deagles, CZs, the 1 AWP for Imor to try and work with here. What can they do with this round? The Movistar going to manage to get themselves level pegging at 7 apiece.
Well, I mean, they've gone for the gamble stack onto B, which is a fairly default eco strategy. Imor dealing those tags quite heavily. He's going to bring Alex down to just 14 HP, but he's going to get forced up angle as a result. And you've got to say that gamble stacking the B bomb site against a team that has basically been favouring the A site in all bar, I think, 3 rounds in this T half is a question to say the least. Imor there falling with the AWP. You have to say now that that is all but the round falling apart now if you're a Demise fan. And the penultimate round of the first half looking like it's going to go the way of a Movistar Riders, and they've had a pretty good T side, all things considered.
A much better T side than it looked to be initially. This is huge for the T side of Movistar Riders. Mini just trying to get anything he can done with the CZ. It's a lovely little flashbang, but the T side just dodging it as Easter will even get the burn down onto Paz. And it's 2 deagles for Engine and Bayaz. This again is just about damage, trying to keep that T-side economy as honest as you can in towards the last round of the half. Engine able to get 1, but the trade is instantaneous from Soka, who has looked more and more impressive as this first half has built through. Bayaz, last man alive for the CT side, gets a little bit of a speculative spam through, tries to recover the Krieg, but Alex has got him locked out. 7-all. And what a half this has turned into for Movistar.
Yeah, they've certainly managed to pull things back from what was quite dire at the beginning of the game. And I feel like Bayaz almost, his stats have started to creep away from me a little bit unnoticed. 16 kills for him, the biggest performer in the server so far. That just shows that almost his work on this A bomb site has been taken a little bit for granted at the moment, because the site always, it seems, has the less players defending it. Every round almost he's getting a double kill by the looks of things. But because we're just being left in a 3v3 situation, 2v2 situation on the A retake, it just looks like there's been a normal A battle, and you seem to forget that actually Bayaz has done an incredible amount of work in order to defend that site. So commendable effort from him in this CT side so far. Obviously going to be looking to have a huge individual performance to finish off the half for himself. The Movistar Riders look like they're positioning over towards the signature A execute once again. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I suppose. And it looks like Bayaz might have the opportunity he's looking for to continue padding his statistics.
It's nice to see Demise putting that 3-man stack towards the A-bomb side, but it's unfortunate that Immor's just got that MP9 as Eastor again finds himself an opening pick. The MP9 has to go aggressive, has to find the frag, but he'll only get the 1-for-1 trade, and it is up to Bayaz to go huge. Grabs the first, drops down into mini pit, but he's out in the open, and Soka, of course it's Soka to find the frag. 3-on-2, and the spam through the smoke is connecting onto Engine as well. It is all going the way of Movistar Riders in the last round of the half, as the 3v2 retake has to be attempted by Demise. Second smoke for Soka to lock Engine out of this situation even longer. Mini is trying to join him towards bracket, as there's half a gap in this smoke, and if Soka looks to get too enthusiastic, he will be found. Beautiful headshot by Deft up on top of the bicycle, leaves Engine 3 versus 1, M4 in hand. No utility though, and he's been spotted out now. Movistar can just look to play the time. Soka with the execution, and it will be the lead the way of the Spaniards as we head into the half.
Yeah, a strong start from the Turkish side initially, but as you were saying, Spanish roster starting to claw things back as things progress now. 8-7 at the end of the first half. Obviously taking the round advantage on that less favourable T side, so they're putting themselves in an absolutely great position to continue things in this map. Obviously going to be looking to try and win that pistol round to continue some of their momentum, and it's going to be interesting to see what kind of setups Demise go with on this T side at the moment, whether they are going to favour the A bomb site as their opponents did when they were on the attack. All in all though, a very good effort from the Spanish side, and should they be able to continue some of the team cohesion they were showing off, and especially this commendable play in the post-plant situations, rarely losing these end of round retakes, then if they can continue those things going through in this half, they would be very comfortable looking choices to take this map.
It's an interesting situation. Demise, they look like they got off to an absolute flyer, but as the half progressed, they just struggled to find any kind of consistency. They will be buying smoke and a couple of flashbangs onto Bayaz, and again, putting one of your top fraggers as the utility player into this round, not the wisest move in the world, as they look to put the pressure in towards middle early on. Lovely pot flash. Can he still capitalize? He's found so much damage, but can't quite connect with the headshots. That pot flash was perfect, but so much damage. Eastor and Deaths finally grab a fragger piece as Soka takes down the banana control, and this round is absolutely falling apart for Demise. Now at 2 versus 5, Paz and Bayaz, they've got it all to do here, but surely not as they head towards bracket. There's a 3-man stack from the CT side. So many headshots going to have to come through for Demise as Bayaz and Paz, they're going to go for the double peak, start to clear out the angles. Lovely initial headshot, but the trade is there, and there you go. The crossfire from Movistar, just a little bit too much.
Yeah, well, we are seeing whether Movistar could continue their momentum through this one, and they absolutely have kept their steam roller going with the pistol round win on the CT side. That's not what you're looking for if you're a Turkish Counter-Strike fan, that is to be sure. And mirror by as well, as to what Demise had in the previous, in terms of 4 MP9s and 1 M4A4 in their second round situation. Heavy aggression going up towards mid early with these SMGs though, but somehow Demise are replying.
Somehow, even the Zeus kill coming out for Imor, and the dinks are good from the T side. They're finding a lot of damage and actually finding themselves the man advantage. Finally, Movistar look to correct that situation and pull it back into a 2-on-2. The perk, I guess, for the CT side is that they've only dropped MP9 so far, and of course, with head armor against these unarmored T-sided opponents, you're going to be backing yourselves. But a big call has been made by Movistar here. They've looked to stack that A-bomb site. They've sent both players, Dets and Mopos, in towards A. Will it be the right call? And it looks like for the time being it is. These MP9s trying to take advantage of the close range firing angles in towards the apartments. They have a smoke and a HE they've picked up as well, so could actually start a fairly strong execute. And it looks like the contact's going to come very soon as Mopos and Deaths are heading down mid. Both teams just walking past each other at the moment. Oh, no way. Surely Demise aren't going to get the bomb plant from this situation, but it looks like the CT side are heading to B.
Yeah, I could almost see it. As soon as I started seeing those players head towards mid, I was like, surely not. Surely they're not going to go for the B flank on this one. But that's the result of Demise taking so long to push a bomb site, right? You start playing those mind games with your opponents. Where are they going? Have they headed into B? No, we're waiting and hiding in the apartments with those SMGs. And now, all of this time ticking by is just more time in the favor of Demise. It's less pressure on them to defend. It's less work that they have to do and more work needed from the CTs. Remember, Engine's HE here could hit both players. This could be an absolutely great situation for them.
HE not getting quite as much damage as it deserved, but the MP9 is trying to make good work up close and personal. The damage is good. Paz gets the 1-for-1 trade, 1-on-1. MP9 versus MP9. Mopos versus Paz. He's trying to get the frag from on high, and he will have it. I think he just about has the time as well. So an absolute bailout for the Movistar Riders as they find themselves double digits by the skin on their teeth.
Well, that round could have completely fallen apart for them. Demise showing an absolutely great eco situation there, and that almost was an advertisement as to why you should never rush mid on second round after winning CT pistol. Please don't rush mid. It doesn't matter what it is, because the close range angles will just wreck you. This situation can happen, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a public safety announcement. But no, nonetheless, good individual aim as well from the side of Demise, showing off those pistol skills and being able to find those heads. They did an excellent job. We actually would have liked to try and find the round, but 4 kills in the bomb plant when you've done basically no investment, what more could you really ask for?
It was very, very impressive indeed. We will see Soka on that MP9 still. That's the cost of the economic damage from that previous round. Alex dropping down onto the UMP to allow himself to pick up the extra utility. They have managed to sneak the AWP into the hands of Eastor, so at the very least they have the one-shot kill on that sniper rifle. As Demise, they start to stack up towards the B bomb site, and there's a heavy amount of CT presence here as well. It's Paz trying to make some noise in towards A, but really not committing to it too wholeheartedly. I don't think he's going to be fooling anyone on the Movistar Riders side of things, as this execute looks to head towards B from Demise. They have the 4-man stack. They have plenty of utility to try and make it work, but the CT side are holding on to their nades too. Engine, first one through. The Molotov will keep the rest of his teammates out. There's a gap in the smoke as well as Alex grabs the opener. Demise have no idea about that gap as Alex is just having a field day. The boost good for 1 as well, and now a 4-on-2. The backstab has been read perfectly, and Movistar Riders are going from strength to strength on their CT side.
Yeah, looked like there might have been some communication issues in that last push for Demise. Obviously, they have one player that gets out ahead of the Molotov and taken down, and then we obviously see a couple of seconds delay there as they try and make the decision as to whether they should be putting this Molotov out or not. Obviously, you'd expect there to be a player with a smoke to hand ready to put something out. In that situation, it is a fairly common CT Molotov if you're just going to be rushing straight into B. So perhaps that is what cost them a few seconds there. That then broke up their B push a little bit and made it just that much easier for the Movistar Riders to start cleaning up those kills. And as a result of that last loss, Demise are going to be forced back down onto the pistols. 3 Deagles with armor, 1 without, and just a Glock on Imor, but it doesn't look like much is being found at the moment as the Spanish side look to put their 12th round on the board.
Spanish side finally starting to deal with these pistols in the way we would expect. Eastor with the support of the rifle is going to have a field day, and indeed he takes down Bayaz for no real consequence. 5-on-3 now, Paz, Mini and Immel. This is just about damage yet again. They want to try and take some of that economy out of the hands of Movistar Riders, but Soka able to get an absolute freebie. Immor down to 26 HP, only finding a tag in response. That bait and switch setup actually good for one onto Paz before the trade comes through. Immor on 25 HP though, the MD9 just cleaning up house, and for Movistar Riders, they're just 4 rounds away now from getting that win, their first win of MDL.
Yeah, this is where the heat starts to get turned up if you're a Demise player at the moment. You're starting to get into the situation now where you can't really be affording to make unnecessary mistakes that cost you rounds. You're starting to lose that backlog now. There really isn't that much breathing room before your opponents are in total control of things. Now, this gun round is going to be a very important one for the Turks. They have limited money available, so losing this one going to force them down onto that lower caliber of buy once again in the next one, and also would put their opponents just 3 rounds away from winning this map as well. Interesting play from Demise though. They're playing relatively passively as of yet, not over committing to gaining the map control in Banana, allowing the ability to be expended, and Engine going with the spams towards the angle, but it does look like A will be the primary target for Demise.
Really like this banana take. As soon as I say that, Engine gets a freebie, but the banana take is so strong from Movistar. It's taking that information away from Demise. They have managed to find the opening pick, the Turkish side, so it is 5-on-4 at the very least. Now they need to try and capitalize. They need to find this round, start to put Movistar Riders back on that back foot that we saw them struggling on initially in this best of 1, but there's no more mistakes can be made from this Demise roster. 4-on-5, the conversion has to come through as they start to queue up towards bracket. Again, looking for the A executors. Engine this time just throwing a couple of fake nades towards the B bomb site. That's not going to work at this level. And Eastor, he's read this situation. He starts to lurk and grabs the initial pick onto Bayaz. Falling back, such intelligent play. The Molotov just going to force Deaths to relocate. The flashes are so good from the CT side. 3-on-3 at the very least. Eastor out in the open will be found by Engine. Alex still alive on the site though, still playing those smokes, still buying time, and now he's got a lineup here. 1-2 on the spray down. Alex is locking down A, still alive, still buying time, and Engine is desperately trying to hunt him down, but Alex grabs the triple.
The absolute hero of the A bomb site, it is Alex. 3 kills for him on the defense there, absolutely saving the round for his side. A little bit of just a mistake all in all, taking that site at that point in time. Demise should be aware there that there is only 1 player left defending. They had the previous information that there was 1 player committed over towards the B bomb site because of those early banana pushes. So Demise would have been well aware that they were in a 3 versus 1 situation. They cleared the rest of the angles. They knew he had to be sat in the site, and they'd heard him spray through there. They knew exactly where he was, and yet they decided to commit 2 players to that same position, giving him the perfect lineup for the spray down, and then ultimately just taking the late 1v1, the disjointed site attack there once again. Unfortunately, not playing together and with the correct level of team play being a factor that contributes to Demise's failures in yet another one of these rounds. The economy now looking really dire from the Turkish side. 3 players on absolutely nothing. No orcs being able to be picked up for them. Meanwhile, there's only 1 player on the Spanish side that doesn't have a scoped gun.
It's an absolutely huge moment for Demise. This round is a must-win. Straight through the Molotov they go. Nice trade at the very least. 1-for-1 as Eastor does find the opening pick, and Alex looks to recover the situation, rips the head off of Immor, and this fast play is just not working out for Demise. They've looked to back out of that A control now. They head towards bottom banana. They're trying to isolate the fight towards Mopaz, but he can just fall back. He's in a 3 versus 4 in favor of the CT side on a map like Inferno. He's just falling back towards the site. The initial trade's not going the way of Demise, and now they have to try and find some kind of an execute.
Yeah, absolutely. It does look like it's going to be over towards this B site, but at this point, in a 3 versus 4 situation, I'm not sure committing 1 player to the fake is the right decision now. On the other hand, if he can actually get out here and find a couple of picks on this A site, really break up the CT defense, that would be incredible. But right now, it looks like he's just going to play too passively, a little bit afraid of what positions the CTs might have. Deaths also does have his number by the looks of things, spots his head out as well. And so that confirms that. And here we are now seeing all of the team deciding to play together. And unfortunately, too risky not to at this point in time. A is going to be the target, however.
Deaths and Soka to try and lock it down for Movistar. No real utility to work with over on the CT side as they're trying to hold from deep inside the site. Soka spotted out, will be taken down by Paz initially. He knows where the second player is and he grabs the second frag as well. Finally, Paz starts to show up for Demise, and it looks like the save might just straight up be called here by Movistar. They know they only need 3 more rounds. They know they don't need to commit to this.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation to win 2v3 retake with just the rifles and only one Molotov. It's a smart decision. Take money into the next one. Soka can't afford to buy himself, so he's certainly going to benefit from the drop coming out as well. And ultimately, we're just seeing, once again, for the side of Demise's individual performances winning rounds from them. This time, it's Paz with his explosive double entry, cracking up the bomb site and shutting Movistar out of that one. They don't even have enough time to begin rotating before they lose control of the bomb site. And ultimately, at that point, it's just getting a little bit too difficult to consider. So, Demise staying in the game. They will take their first round of the second half. Is it too late? Their opponents only need 3 to win. But an important gun round coming up as the economy for Movistar looks to be under pressure for the first time this half.
Huge opportunity for Demise. They do manage to skim together the buy. 5 AKs, utility to back it up. Not the best of situations in the world over on that CT side, as we will see Deaths dropping down onto the MP9. 3 players without head armor. The early nades towards Banana. Looks like Movistar are going to go for the challenge here. Try and get that MP9 up close and personal. As the early pressure this time towards a lovely nade gets a good chunk of damage onto Mini before the rounds even started. Traded almost immediately. As the nades start to rain out for both sides, it looks like it's going to be a fast hit towards A here from Demise. They've committed 4 players towards that bracket control, and they're committing a lot of utility here, straight through the smoke, trying to take control away, and they don't have the AWP this time. Movistar round towards long. It's going to be Alex on the AK-47 to try and lock it down, but again, a huge nade coming out for the CT side, and that could be so much damage for the MP9 to work with as this push looks to come in. Demise still committing, and eStore again goes lurking, grabs the opening frag, looking for more, and there's no pressure yet from Demise. They're not looking to isolate him. A missed shot at the very least is a little bit of a let-off for the T side, but can they find the frags here? Paz is going to be able to take down Alex, the top fragger for Movistar, and that starts to open up opportunities. Paz is going to try and lock this one out as the rotation looks like it is going to be a split towards the B bomb side. Paz looking the wrong way, traded instantly as Immor takes down the back flank. But eStore on that AWP goes huge once again. Engine and Mini somehow left in a 2 versus 3. Couple of AKs to work with, but that AWP is still alive and kicking, and he's doing so much work. Last man on the server is Engine for Demise, and he's in a 3-on-1. Too many angles to check, and he's going to be cleaned up. 14-8. Movistar looking set to take this one.
The A-bomb site absolutely stalwartly defended by eStore in that one. The quad kill with the AWP completely shutting Demise out of that part of the map. And now their backs are right up against the wall. They are going to be buying once again. They do have maximum loss bonus, and they have done for all rounds in this second half, bar one. Unfortunately, obviously, discounting the rounds where you have to build up to it at the beginning. And the Movistar Riders, despite being so far ahead in terms of rounds, their economy still being held in check in this one. Still only, 1 round away potentially from an eco should they lose this one. Alex on nothing, eStore only on 150, but it's been the individual plays so far in this map that have been winning the most important rounds. And if eStore comes up with another big quad kill, then that could be this map over.
It's a really critical round again. Demise have been on the ropes so many times. They need this round to work out well, but the flashbang is beautiful from Mopoz early on to take that frag. The trade is instantaneous at the very least. Mini able to grab one, and that rifle might just about be recoverable if a smoke is used. The CT side starting to fall back 4-on-4. But it's still all to do for Demise at the moment, as Bayaz is able to grab himself an AWP. Looks like they are posturing very heavily towards this B bomb site early on, looking to try and get anything they can done through the smoke. With Soka down on 19 HP, that B bomb site starts to look like a very attractive option.
Yeah, the trade at the start of this round being really important now because it's absolutely segregated the Movistar defense. eStore going to get really aggressive with this AWP once again. Could get caught off guard, but absolutely doesn't. Going to fall back onto his angle, brings the man advantage back in his team's favor, and just once again puts the pressure off. He's going to get aggressive again in this one. How greedy is eStore going to get so far? Too greedy is the answer, throwing the man advantage away. Once again, Mini, though, It's going to have to play it to go big as Demise look for this B bomb site.
It's just not quite working out for Demise. It's Soka on low HP on the site, so at the very least they might be able to get this plant down, get the after plant scenario. The flank is so good as well from Paz. You see him all deep into CT spawn. He should have the backstab. Soka able to get one, but the trade is instantaneous. The backstab is good as well. It's deaths in a 1 versus 2 for the Movistar Riders to try and get them onto that map. And indeed match point, but it's going to be very, very difficult to do. And with limited economy, we might well see Movistar Riders looking to save as deaths. He picks up that AWP, he hightails it into the apartments. He is done with this round.
Yeah, they've got plenty of rounds to work with at the moment. Do the Spanish team. Also, obviously, they're under no pressure to try and force the victory early on. They don't want to be forcing themselves into situations where they don't have the right weapons to fight the rounds, throw the rounds away unnecessarily, and then allow Demise a chance back into this game. It's fine. Give Demise 1 round, give them 2 rounds here if you have to. Get your economy back in a good situation, because at the moment, they are going to need 7 more to win in regulation time after this next one, and you only have to fight 2, so you can allow your opponents pretty much 3 rounds worth of saving on your own part in order to make sure you have the best buys possible for just the 2 gun rounds that you need to win. So once again, they're not under too much pressure at the moment. Might be a different story if Demise managed to start creeping up to 12 rounds, 13 rounds. Then the breath might be felt on the neck. But interesting decision from Movistar here. They're just going to discount all of the philosophy that I've just been spouting and instead elect to force buy up for themselves. And banana.
Trying to go for that aggressive play again, but Engine reads it beautifully, hides in towards the logs, dodges the flashbangs, and now Demise look to speed things up. They're going very aggressively towards this B-bomb site. They know it must be isolated. Alex drops the smoke, tries to buy himself an angle, but Bayaz has got the shot, and this B-bomb site completely open for business. I'd be very surprised if we don't see Eastor saving, and indeed, he's backing out of the situation already. This round is lost before it has even started, so just going to be falling back, allow this bomb plant to go down. It will give Demise the double digits at the very least, and if they can keep all 5 rifles up here, they can start to build their economy and start to build their second half.
Yeah, well, that is obviously going to be the name of the game for them. They really want to try and take control of the all-important momentum factor once again, because ultimately that's the path back into the game for any team that ends up in a situation where they have quite a vast round deficit and they need to recuperate. As long as you can start to recover the momentum, that's when the psychological factors start coming into play. That's when things like tilt starts to occur on the side of your opponents, and that's when you can start looking into winning these maps that otherwise you may not have had a look into. He's going to be on the hunt, but is ultimately going to fall alongside the rest of his compatriots that were assigned to the same task. And while Demise are going to put a round on the board, they are going to throw 3 players away, hunting these Movistar players down, and ultimately I'm not sure whether the hunt is the best idea anyway, because you'd have to imagine there's going to be an eco call in this one regardless. That last round being thrown away unnecessarily here by the Spaniards.
It just looked like Demise were a little bit too keen to hunt down those remaining Spanish players. They committed 3 rifles, they lost all 3, and you can see their economy isn't great either. They don't have the kind of money to be dropping 3 AK-47s. The pause has been called. It's actually Demise calling that pause, so interesting to see them pausing when the momentum is in their favour. Possibly as a consequence of losing those extra rifles, putting yourselves in these awkward situations, but now an opportunity. They're on the double digits. The buy is not going to be great from Movistar. If they can dispatch of that AWP and an AK-47, there is a huge chance here for the Turkish side.
Sure, absolutely. And which bomb site they're going to angle towards as well could always be a huge question, because Eastor at the moment, we know, has been starting to take over this second half a little bit with that AWP, but something we are also starting to see is this concept that we get a lot in CS, in which, you know, you start performing well for your team, you start winning the rounds basically off of your back. It's your plays that are winning them, your quad kills, your triple kills, earning the rounds, and as a result, you then feel that increased self-pressure almost, that okay, it's my responsibility to win this round. I have to go aggressive here, like we saw in a couple of rounds ago. Eastor goes aggressive, gets the pick. Right, I've gone aggressive, I've done it. I need to do it again. I need to get my team even more advantages. We're not as ahead as we'd like to be, and that's when you start seeing the players make the mistakes. They continue to go aggressive. They try and almost force the big plays to go their way, and as a result put themselves in situations where they're just not in the right position to get the kills.
Alex trying to bait for E-Store there, but not able to quite achieve it. Just going to get taken down by a beautiful flashbang as well from Demise as they look to set up towards this A-bomb site. It is E-Store on that AWP. He has been looking huge in this second half, but I think a 1 versus 5 might be a little bit too much of an ask for him at the moment. Demise just pausing before they look to make this hit happen. The bomb not quite willing to commit towards the A-bomb site just yet. He's finally starting to look to join up with his teammates in towards bracket as E-Store on that AWP really has it all to do. Falling back into the library, I think this is just going to be a case of the CT side grouping towards that B-bomb site. Keep the AK up, keep that utility on deaths, keep the AWP in the hands of E-Store, and give yourselves a good buy. It's an 11th round for Demise, but still a 3-round lead for the Spanish side. They're not going to be too fussed about things. They know they just need one strong round to really put this economy of Demise back on the ropes.
Yeah, absolutely as well, and it just makes perfect sense for them to rotate all of the players over towards B at the end. You know, best case scenario, Demise have decided to late round push B, and they run straight into your gamble stack. You destroy them and win the round without any consequences. However, the situation that is much more likely that they're going to end up in is a situation where, okay, you have this AWP over on the A bomb site that is potentially in a position where he's going to have to defend 1v5 or 1v4 at least against a big site push from your opponent. So just rotate him over towards B early. Best case, he can help with the defense. You know, worst case scenario, he saves the AWP into the next round. Guaranteed. He's not put under any pressure. We guaranteed that rifle into the next round, and that's what they went with in that one. Interesting decision for both of the pistoling players who had no body armor and didn't have upgraded pistols either. Both of them electing to save into this B bomb site towards the end there. Almost no reason for them to do that. You're going to be wanting them to at least attempt to force a rifle off of one of the Demise players just to force that reinvestment. I can understand the mentality of not wanting to give the $300 kill reward, but at this point, I think it's more important they at least try to bring the rifle swords into the next one. Nonetheless, it is a buy from the Movistar Riders, but not the best one in the world as a FAMAS and MP9 are picked up by 2 of the players.
Again, this match is on tenterhooks at the moment. Neither team able to pull ahead when they've had these successive strings of rounds, as Imor just misses the timing and takes half of his teammates' health before the round has even really got started. Could that mistake prove critical? Demise split across the map at the moment. Look like they want to try and take some control towards B. They have top banana. They're going to look to boost over the top of the half wall here, get that extra information. The CT side of Movistar playing very, very passively at the moment. No real interest in heading towards either of the aggressive peaks. We've seen E-Store consistently looking to peek towards top and mid, but this time no dice. And it looks like Soka and Mopos are going to be pressured very heavily here. Demise going fast. Mopos out in the open. The missed Molotov tapping away. Mini grabs the first. Soka only with the MP9 to work with will be taken down by Bayaz. And the reload is heard by Engine, who's already all the way in towards CT spawn. The save once again has to be called. And this is where the pressure starts to make its way back onto Movistar Riders. As you said, Brutalis, they're going to start feeling the breath on the back of their necks.
Yeah, this is where those psychological factors start to come into play. As I was saying, Demise is starting to catch up now. You don't have that breathing room that you once had available. All of those rounds that I mentioned, you could have taken the opportunities. Go for those double hard ecos. Make sure you have the proper guns for the defenses. Those opportunities are starting to fall away for you at the moment now. As a result, play from the Movistar Riders must become a lot tighter. They've got to play with a lot less as well, and they need to look at what they're doing defensively, be smarter with their rotates ultimately. At the moment, they're playing a very commitment-heavy setups towards one bomb site. So they're either playing 3 players pretty deep in A or 3 players heavily committed towards B. There is rarely a situation where they're playing almost a 2-1-2. You know, okay, have 3 players on A, but maybe it's E-Store who's soft holding arch side with the AWP and he's in position to rotate quickly to B if you need to. At the moment, the Movistar Riders just getting pressured by Demise. Demise are landing those entries because the individual skill is there. And after the 2 early players fall, they're getting locked out of these bomb sites towards the end of the round and aren't being able to find anything at the moment. So a little bit more intelligent heads-up CT play needed from the Spanish side if they want to close things out. But Demise right now, all they have to do is keep hitting these entries at the moment because they're just locking the CTs out of these bomb sites and basically putting them in impossible retake situations before the halfway point in the round a lot of times.
The aim is just starting to swing back the way of Demise here as they look to set up the utility once more. They've started to pull out these executes far more frequently as this second half has built on, and they've really worked out well for the T side. They've been used to good effect. They've been finding that opening pick, and then they've been trading efficiently. It was something we really saw Movistar struggling with, but the spam through the smoke. Mini takes a little bit of damage, nothing too significant, and this time the CT side have actually put that 3-man stack in towards the B bomb site. You see Engine just trying to make the noise, trying to make the information, trying to keep these CT players in towards the B bomb site as his teammates look to loop. It may actually turn into a B split here. 3 players hightailing it towards the arch. Mopoz with it all to do. MP9 in hand. Out in the open. He'll grab the first. There's a dink onto Paz as well. He's got the bomb out in the open. He can call the rotation and he's got Paz down to 20 HP. How huge could this be? Eastor forced off the initial angle, but now he finds the frag. The trade's actually going the way of Movistar. Finally, Bayaz chimes in, but he's on 1 HP. They have a combined 21 HP here, Demise, with 9 seconds left on the clock. They're going to get the bomb down, but the fast flank is already starting to come through as Movistar look to put the pressure on very, very swiftly.
Yeah, in this CT smoke as well, and Death's looking to take as much of an advantage of that as possible. Unfortunately for the CTs, no damage dealing utility available, so not being able to capitalize on the low HP of their opponents, but nonetheless, they are certainly looking to go for this one. Somehow, Alex has found the first one, dropped down to 48 HP, though, leaving Paz on his own in this 1 versus 2 situation at the moment. Finds Alex on first contact, but his opponent hasn't decided to stick it. Could that be the round thrown away by Deaths in that situation? He now doesn't have the life to defuse. Paz gets it. Pros don't fake, ladies and gentlemen, and somehow Demise are still in this game.
21 HP, 2-on-2, and somehow Paz wins that aim duel against Alex and then just plays it so perfectly. The flash, he hears the player come off the bomb, such a huge clutch, and now Demise, they're within 1 round. The economy is truly on the ropes for Movistar Riders. You can feel the belief in this Turkish side. They are just 3 rounds away from getting the victory here.
That was an absolutely thrown away retake situation there, in my opinion. I have absolutely no idea as to why Deaths taps the bomb there for so long. He held it for like 2 or 3 seconds and then got off for the fake to try and deal with Paz after the flash was thrown. He had the round all but locked up. Just again, these are the factors I was talking about, right? This is where the tilt starts to come into play. This is where the nerves start to impact you. Demise 1 round away now from tying up the scoreline, and once again, the buy isn't perfect for the Spanish side. So they're going to have to start coming up with they're going to have to come up with a reply to this Turkish offensive, or unfortunately, they're going to get shut out of Inferno.
Maximum loss bonus does allow the buys to continue coming in for Movistar, but with every loss, they're getting a little bit worse. This time, Eastor can't afford any armor. There is little to no utility for the CT side. MP9 on Mopoz once again. Soka dropping down onto the FAMAS. And as these last smokes are thrown, there's very little for Movistar to stop the offensive with anymore. It's the AWP of Immor to go for the opening pick. Sets himself up on the angle. And then another smoke thrown very early on by Movistar. There's 1 minute and 3 left on the clock. They have 2 smokes and a flashbang left to work their way into this round to try and keep Demise's T-side offensive out. And it's been so strong so far as they look to head towards this A-bomb site. It's Alex and Deaths, 2 of these M4s in towards the A-bomb site. Can they try and lock it down? Or are Demise going to be a little bit too much? Pop Flash going to do nothing for Movistar as it stands. And the long rotation is starting to come in. You can see Mopoz trying to make his way around. He's smoked out of this situation. It's going to be down to these 2 M4s. Alex out in the open is an easy frag to find. And now Deaths with it all to do. Straight through the smoke goes Mopoz. He grabs 1, he grabs 2. Ducks round the corner and somehow gets his team to 3-on-2. Bomb should go down, and indeed it will, but it's onto Engine and Paz. Paz, the hero of that 1v2 clutch in the previous, with it all to do here as Mopoz once more trying to make it happen with the MP9, starting to swing the angle. Paz got it locked out, grabs the initial one. Soccer out in the open. Paz again, the hero plays as Eastor is left 1-on-2. The AWP in hand, he's got to save it. There's nothing he can do, and we will draw level at 14-all.
Oh, Paz once again with a huge triple kill. Keep Demise in the game. He smashes into that A-bomb site and defends the bomb in the retake situation as well. It's been a great back-to-back couple of rounds for him. He's had a lot of individual impact on the game. That's going to put him at the top of the scoreboard. while his teammate Bayaz still has the most kills at 24. Nonetheless, he's been doing an absolutely great job at the moment. You'd have to say that, well, Demise probably would have lost this map already had he not been a factor in the server. They've done some, he even has done some incredible work, especially towards the latter stages. And it does appear that Demise have woken up towards the end of this second half, but it's all even Stevens now, ladies and gentlemen, with just 2 rounds remaining in regulation time. Can somebody take the map, or are we going to be pushed into overtime?
It lies on a knife's edge. The buy once again coming in for the Movistar Riders is not good at all. 2 FAMASs, UMP on Alex. They really don't have a lot to work with in towards the death of this second half. It has been back and forth throughout this series. It's been truly intriguing. At one point you thought Demise was set for victory. Then Movistar looked to accelerate a little bit too far away. And now everything lies level at 14 all. What can this CT side do for Movistar Riders? It has been struggling more and more as this second half progressed. And with full buy coming out from Demise, you really don't see a way they can get back into it. No opening picks this time. The CT side happy to play a little bit more passively into the early round. 53 seconds left on the clock. They still have a good banky utility as well to try and stop this push as Demise look for a little bit of control towards bracket. A huge nade comes in. That will start to enable these SMGs to get a lot more done than they perhaps would have otherwise been able to. Alex goes for the pop flash, trying to allow Eastor to roam on that AWP. We've seen what he can do. Again, sets himself up in a beautiful position and finds the opening pick as well. Paz goes down and you can see Demise perhaps starting to panic as Alex grabs a second on the UMP. They're trying to head towards this B bomb site, but those late smokes start to come in for the CTs. 20 seconds left and Movistar have such a good position here. No CT smoke comes out. Engine taken down freely, and for Mini and Emor, nothing they can do. The jumping F4, good for the double, and Mopos just adding insult to injury as he rubs salt in the wounds and grabs his team match point.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, when everybody first learns how to play CS and you begin on the adventure of the map that is Inferno, and you hear those fateful words for the first time, smoke CT, and you don't know how to do it, and you wonder, why do we have to smoke CT every round? This is ridiculous. Well, that is exactly why. Demise's B push there being completely shut down by the lack of a CT smoke, and then Mopos just deciding that he's going to get himself a highlight-worthy moment. Another one, in fact, after rushing through the smoke previously to earn, or to try and earn his team the round nonetheless. That's going to put the Movistar Riders now on 2 map point as Demise must force the overtime issue. It's a double AWP setup for the CTs with Soka down to just 17, but with that big green gun, largely irrelevant what HP you're on as long as you can find those opening kills. Nonetheless, though, a huge amount of pressure on both sides at the moment, and it's going to be important to see how much work these AWPs can do for the CTs.
Heavy stack towards the B bomb site from both sides. In fact, 3 CT players there, plenty of presence from Demise, and these smokes aren't fooling Movistar. They're still committing 3 players towards this B bomb site. Demise looking absolutely set on this hit, and it's all their play now. Soka grabs the opening pick. They are struggling to get anywhere near this site. Big flank comes in from Mini, but he can't find the frag. He's found damage, but can't quite get the shot off. A huge frag from Eastor. Engine able to trade for the very least one, but now Mopos and Eastor a frag apiece. And out in the open, Bayaz with it all to do. He's on 4 HP, and he's still got 3 frags to find to keep his team in this game. Surely not an agonizing 16-14. The nade comes.